Video on Indian classical notation system. This is in continuation to the earlier video we saw on the Western notational system. Basically, in film music, we have both these systems in play. Based on the nature of the song, one of these systems typically takes prominence. Let us take a deeper look at the Indian notational system. What we will see in this video are the representation of the 7 notes, the additional notes, how they are represented, a sample notation, and the perspective from a Western musician. The Indian classical music system is based on the concept of swaras. As you've all heard of the Sapta Swaras or the 7 notes, Sa, Re, Ga, Ma, Pa, Da and Ni. Out of these 7 notes, the Sa and Pa notes do not change. The Sa, or what is referred to as the tonic in Western music, does not change in Indian music during a concert. However, the other notes like Re, Ga, Ma, Da and Ni have variations. As you see in the diagram, there are 2 variations of Re in Hindustani and 3 variations in Carnatic music. Similar concept extends to other notes as well. This makes it 12 notes in Hindustani and 16 notes in Carnatic music. The permutation and combination of these notes gives rise to the 72 Melakarta in Carnatic music. We will discuss more when we talk about the raga structure. In Hindustani music, the structure is different. It also uses the additional notes to form the third system. Let us now take a look at how these notes are represented. One needs to understand that the notational system in Indian music is primarily skeletal. The nuances and ornamentation that are so very important are not explicitly stated in the notation. While the notations can serve only as a basic guide, it is important to learn the nuances from the teacher and also through listening. As we mentioned earlier, the notation is represented by the solfa symbols. As you see in the slide, we use the subscripts numbers to indicate the variations in the 5 notes: Re, Ga, Ma, Da and Ni. In Hindustani music, the variations of these notes are represented by an underscore for each of these notes. The octave position is indicated by dots placed either above or below the notes. We also use other symbols to indicate the increase in note value, the equivalent of the quarter note, the 8 notes in Western notation. One key aspect to note here is that the length of the bar varies, which is constant in Western music. We will talk more about it in the rhythm video. What you see here is a sample notation for a Carnatic composition. On the top, you would see the key callouts: the name of the composition, the name of the rag, in this case it is the rag called Natai, the thalam, in this case it is Adi Thalam, the ascent and descent of the scale as mentioned in the Arohana and Avrohana. You would see the variation in the notes mentioned here, the subscripts, the parent Mela and the composer. Typically the lyrics are mentioned alongside the notes. Finally, let us see how someone from the Western school of music would view this. As mentioned earlier, the system would be leveraged if the composition is Indian classical based or if the musician is more comfortable in this style of notation. Accidentals needs to be represented as change in the notes, as in a Re1 or a Re2, etc. The concept of a bar is different here. We will talk more about it in the rhythm video. This video was useful. This, along with the video on Western music notation, will give you a comprehensive view. As always, please do stay tuned in, giving you valuable feedback, and subscribe to this channel. Thank you.